Hey friends, thanks for joining us back on Inspired by Real Estate. You know, we're a network of expert advisors dedicated to real-time information, educating and inspiring you with the inside scoop on real estate so that you can improve your lives and ultimately help you reach financial freedom. And we talked a little bit about budgeting. We've talked a little bit about snowballing payments. Let's talk about where to begin when we start looking for houses and buying a new house. What is the first step? The first step is we need to start by figuring out how much we want the monthly house payment to be each and every month. That means you need to think about Christmas. You need to think about summer vacations, birthday months. How much do you want that house payment to be each month? That's where we start. Too many times people start looking at houses and thinking about room count and pools and how big's the kitchen. Then they look at prices and then they get shocked because the mortgage payment that they thought they had figured out in their head isn't really the mortgage payment. And they're shocked, and then that shock becomes disappointment. You know, most mortgage calculators that are online, they just calculate how much the mortgage payment is, principal and interest. They don't calculate how much taxes are, how much insurance is, and they don't account for that in the monthly payment. So if you have a monthly payment in mind, now we begin to back into the purchase price of the house. So let's pick a mortgage payment that you think you're comfortable with. Now, add a little bit to that, maybe $50, $75, $100 to that, and that would be your max that you want to pay each month. And really think about that amount. And if that figure starts to stress you out a little bit, then we need to back off a little because next year property taxes are going to go up and that payment's going to go up. Homeowners insurance costs may go up next year and that payment's going to go up. So we need to account for that and look at buying a little bit of a smaller purchase price house. Now that we have the mortgage payment figured out, now we start to talk about the down payment and the closing costs, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But once we have these figures, we can talk to our expert advisors about how much that relates to a house purchase price. Now, each area is a little bit different due to property tax and homeowners insurance. Property tax is different in each city, in each county, and homeowners insurance is different depending on if you're down on the coast and you've got to deal with hurricane insurance, or if you're out in an earthquake area, you got to deal with earthquake insurance. Here in Texas, property tax is about 2.75 to 3% of the value of the house. So on a $100,000 house, we're looking at $230 a month. On a $300,000 house, you're looking at $700 a month in property tax plus homeowners insurance. And most mortgage calculators online, they don't account for this. And so they tell you a $300,000 mortgage payment is about $1,670. But that doesn't include the taxes and the insurance. And so your $1,675 house payment is really $2,670 when you add in property tax and homeowners insurance. And depending on how much your down payment is, we may need to add in some mortgage insurance costs to that. And if there's a homeowners association, we got to calculate that in also. So once we have the maximum mortgage payment, then we'll back into what that sales price is. And once we have the sales price, then we can start talking to our expert advisors about building a profile for the house. Now we talk about bedrooms and bathrooms and size of the kitchen. Do we want carpet, wood floors, pool, no pool? And stay off clickbait sites and fake news sites like Zillow. Those houses they put out there, those houses, some of those houses are real, but the best houses at the cheapest prices, those houses aren't really there. And when you click on them and you want to go see that house, then you find out that that house isn't for real or it's already sold. So we'll work through that with you. Next up, we'll talk a little bit more about the process, and I hope you have a super great day. Be working on your budget, think about your house payment, and then we'll go from there. Thanks.